It's time for your Married at First Sight New Zealand, episode 5. Quickie update. We're back to honeymoons. Starting off with Ben and Erin. They pretty much going around Auckland or North Island or whatever, the Waiuku area. I don't know. They go all over the place, really. Ben, of course, not being receptive to Erin, but Erin has it figured out. He does. He already has, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that Ben is pretty much just shut off completely, is what it looks like. Anyway, they travel around a bit. They take a bath outside in these like stone tubs at some spa-like thing, you know, like you see on the boner pill commercials. Anyway, they have the option to either share or have their own. Ben, of course, says he wants his own. Erin says he thinks Ben's attractive, and he asks him, why does he think the experts set them up? Ben says he has absolutely no idea. Erin isn't the type of guy that he would normally go for, etc., etc. Which, you know, Erin says it's hard to hear, but, you know, at least he's grateful that Ben is being honest. And Ben did say he hasn't given up yet, even though, for all intents and purposes, it completely looks like he has. Anyway, they do the LMP bottle, of course, and they do a walk through Karingaki Gorge. Ben says he's not affectionate, and yeah, duh, it's pretty obvious. And it's obvious he's not attracted to Erin, to us, but anyway, we'll see. So move on to the next day. They go glamping. Another thing Ben's not really that keen on, but, you know, that's just why they stepped it up to the glamping and not just camping. Ben then also says it might be good for them to be forced to spend time together, which just sounds terrible, but anyway, Erin's glad he's being honest, so there you go. Good luck, Erin. I feel for you, mate. I'm telling you, I am totally with you, and I just want things to work out for you. So either way, I just want you to be happy, love. Let's move on to Brett and Angel. They go to, what is it, Barossa Valley in South Australia, basically wine country. And our experts, of course, say that building intimacy and trust by doing activities together is a good thing. They have fun together and that. They end up having a lot of fun together. They seem to get along really well, but she admits that she's a bit freaked out by the future vow renewing. And you know, so that's what we start off with. And we see Brett wears Simpson socks. They go on their winery tours. They get to sample their vintage birth years, which apparently was nice. But as the day progresses and they can continue to visit and enjoy more wine, Angel says that he's nicer to her than any other guy she's ever dated. And I'm just thinking, what kind of guys has she dated? I mean, she's a nice girl. She's fun and bubbly. What are these? What kind of idiots has she been dating? Crikey. Anyway, Brett is worried that he's coming on too hard, too fast. So he's going to try to put the brakes on. But he feels a connection. And, you know, it's really hard for him because he wants to be able to show her. And they move on. They drink some more wine. They go to another farm. He talks about the first time he saw her and how beautiful she was. She's not used to that. Bless her heart. I mean, she needs to just get used to it because she's cute and she's fun and she needs to own it. And why shouldn't she feel good when somebody tells her that she's pretty? I mean, come on. Anyhow, it seems like they're working through things they're talking about, but she finally fesses up that her biggest fear about that vow renewal is for her to say that yeah, I do, and for him to say no. So that's, you know, it's the fear of the unknown. So you can kind of get where she's coming from. But I think in a lot of respect, that sort of helped to relieve his fears because he feels exactly the same way. You know, he's afraid of getting hurt too. So, you know, you're crossing your fingers for these two because really, I mean, let's face it, they're probably one of our only shots for this show to have a good outcome at this point. But let's head on to Andrew and Vicky. They go to Waiheke Island for their honeymoon. They're getting to know each other. It seems like they're progressing. You know, just finding about past relationships. She asks if he would cut his hair. So, and, of course he says, sure, it's a haircut, whatever. It's hair, it'll grow, so no biggie. So she seems pleased about that. Next day they do a beach walk. She tells him that she's fighting with herself because it's like she's not sure if this is just a friendship. Is he going to be blocked in the friend zone, or is there a romantic connection? And she's putting a lot of pressure on herself, because she doesn't really know. And fair enough, I get that. Anyway, they go zip lining, and it seems like they're getting on really well until after Vicky had alone time. And here's my speculation. During Vicky's alone time, how much you want to bet she rung her mom, and her mom totally filled her head with negativity, and then, after that, she breaks down because he said that she was being cruel, which, she's a bit of a cold fish to him a lot of times. And so, instead of her, just realizing that she was behaving that way, she has to take his feelings that's what I call emotional hostage. Taking those feelings, his insecurities, all that, where he was just trying to say, it's like, hey, she could have lightened up, she was being cruel. So instead of her taking that information and using it to change her behavior, she decides to take that, turn it around, make him feel guilty. And it's a complete total overreaction. It's a giant millennial sulk is what it is. So now this is going to be what she'll use to bail. In fact, she starts crying. He doesn't even, to be honest, I don't think he really knew what was happening. He ends up crying. And, well, I hope she's happy, because whatever happened between her alone time and that has really been what has, ruined things, because it seemed like they were getting on well, they were communicating, and as soon as she ends up talking to someone from back home, whether, because I guess her sister is in labor, and so she was all sulky about not being able to be there, and, I get it, but that doesn't mean, oh, let's ruin my honeymoon because I'm going to be a pouting little girl, whatever. So she really needed to just kind of snap out of it, and I was just getting to the point, like, really, why are you doing this poor guy? He's trying so hard, and she's just kind of pooing all over it. It's just, it's ridiculous. So she, like I said, she basically takes his feelings hostage, and she's constantly, knocking him down when he reacts in that, because it's like she's got to make everything his fault. And when, honestly, she needs to just stop, look in the mirror, and say, okay, maybe I'm not ready for this relationship, because she obviously has a lot of growing up to do. Anyway, so that is our quickie update, which ended up not being so quick. Apparently next time the couples are all going to meet up. We're going to find out the big mystery behind the whole Luke and Lacey thing. So we'll see how that goes. Anybody has comments, whatever, please feel free to share a comment, or if you have a question or whatever, or if you want to talk about something, maybe we can do a little session where we can discuss it. I'd love to hear other people's thoughts, etc. So in the meantime, have a great one, and we will see you next time.